1. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller 2. It is wrong to assume that men of immense wealth are always happy. John D. Rockefeller 3. I believe that thrift is essential to well-ordered living. John D. Rockefeller 4. I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity. John D. Rockefeller 5. I would rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller quotes on wealth 6. I do not think that there is any other quality so essential to success of any kind as the quality of perseverance. It overcomes almost everything, even nature. John D. Rockefeller 7. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths, rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. John D. Rockefeller 8. I know of nothing more despicable and pathetic than a man who devotes all the hours of the waking day to the making of money for money's sake. John D. Rockefeller 9. I believe in the supreme worth of the individual and in his right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. John D. Rockefeller 10. I believe that every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity, an obligation, every possession, a duty. John D. Rockefeller 11. Singleness of purpose is one of the chief essentials for success in life, no matter what may be one's aim. John D. Rockefeller 12. Charity is injurious unless it helps the recipient to become independent of it. John D. Rockefeller 13. Don't blame the marketing department. The buck stops with the chief executive. John D. Rockefeller 14. I had no ambition to make a fortune. Mere money-making has never been my goal, I had an ambition to build. John D. Rockefeller 15. The person who starts out simply with the idea of getting rich won't succeed, you must have a larger ambition. There is no mystery in business success. If you do each day's task successfully, and stay faithfully within these natural operations of commercial laws which I talk so much about, and keep your head clear, you will come out all right. John D. Rockefeller 16. Every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity, an obligation, every possession, a duty. John D. Rockefeller 17. The impression was gaining ground with me that it was a good thing to let the money be my slave, and not make myself a slave to money. John D. Rockefeller 18. If your only goal is to become rich, you will never achieve it. John D. Rockefeller 19. A man of words and not of deeds is like a garden full of weeds. John D. Rockefeller 20. A man's wealth must be determined by the relation of his desires and expenditures to his income. If he feels rich on $10 and has everything else he desires, he really is rich. John D. Rockefeller 21. Do not many of us who fail to achieve big things fail because we lack concentration, the art of concentrating the mind on the thing to be done at the proper time and to the exclusion of everything else? John D. Rockefeller 23. God gave me my money. John D. Rockefeller 24. I can think of nothing less pleasurable than a life devoted to pleasure. John D. Rockefeller 25. Good management consists in showing average people how to do the work of superior people. John D. Rockefeller 26. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. John D. Rockefeller 27. Competition is a sin. John D. Rockefeller. 29. The most important thing for a young man is to establish credit, a reputation and character. John D. Rockefeller. 30. The way to make money is to buy when blood is running in the streets. John D. Rockefeller.